Okay.
I never done this
Hello,
before.
Miss. Hi, beautiful. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Are you ready for the dating?
Why not?
Okay. So, what's your name and how old are you?
I'm Michelle. I'm 27.
Okay. Where are you located and what do you do for a living?
I'm in Los Angeles and I'm a realtor.
Oh, do you have any children?
No.
Would you date a man with children?
Yes.
Okay. What is your type of guy? Who would be your dream man? Don't describe looks, just his character.
Without looks. Um, I mean, I like men who are assertive, who communicate, but I know that's hard. You have to teach them. Um, Assertive, communicate, and typically I like men who are their own bosses. So
Okay.
I guess that's a good list.
And what does he have to look like?
Um, I like him tall. yeah, I need a tall guy. I mean, he's good. No.
How tall is tall for you, Michelle?
Well, I don't even think 6 feet is tall. I think that's like where they kind of start. So maybe like 6'5" at least. Yeah.
5. Okay. And are you open to all races, or do you have a preference on a race of man that you date?
All races. I just think today, I used to like bald men. Well, they're okay. I don't mind a bald man, but now I'm like, okay, maybe hair's okay. Because, like, bald usually meant, from what I heard, bald means like you have higher levels of testosterone. So, so I was like, oh, but yeah.
So bald man, preferably, who's six
But
foot
I like,
five.
yeah, or with
It's
hair.
giving,
I've seen some
it's
with long
giving
hair.
the rock. We're not saying the rock, but it's giving
I
the
like the
rock.
rock. Yes, I like the
See,
rock.
that's your type.
Yeah.
I can tell. Okay. Does he have to make a certain amount of money per year?
Oh dear. Yes. I'm
How
in
much
Los
does he have to make per
Angeles.
year?
Yeah, mind you, I'm in LA. So don't crucify me, but he needs to make like close to 1 million in LA. Yeah.
Okay, close to
Yeah.
$1 million per year.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and are you into 50-50 men or
Yeah.
fully providing kind of men?
Fully providing.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay, and what are 3 deal breakers for you?
Disrespecting disrespecting your ex and like your baby mom, stuff like that, like because you're gonna do that to me. I don't know, like just being too friendly with women, like in my face. That's another deal breaker. And you said three, right? Or did you give me a
Mhm.
yeah? And I don't know, just not being kind, like not having open communication. That's a huge deal breaker.
And what's one thing you learned about yourself from your last relationship that you need to work on?
I needed to work on,
Mhm.
well, that I noticed that I had to work on was, being too nice to people. Like, you can't give them always like the benefit of the doubt, take take what you see as like that's what it is. So, yeah.
And do you consider yourself a high maintenance woman or a low maintenance woman?
I guess hi.
Okay, how often would you say that you go to, like, let's say 5-star Michelin star restaurants?
A lot. That's all that's here, kind of.
Okay.
Maybe 3 times a week. It just depends because like we DoorDash from them, we go there. Yeah.
And how often do you get your hair, nails done, things like that? Self-care. How important is that to you?
Well, it depends. Like if you have an event, um, I have to get because I have curls, obviously. But it's like I have to get it cut like every 6 to 8 weeks, and then my nails are like every 2 weeks, 2 3 weeks. Yeah.
And would you be willing to relocate for love?
Yes, but not to the cold.
All right. And do you go to therapy? Are you in therapy or have you ever considered it?
Yeah, I go to therapy.
All
Hmm.
right. The last question, Mish, you don't have, I mean, Michelle, you can do it or you can choose to skip over, is the fit check.
Okay, I'll do it if you can see me.
All right. We see you, Michelle. Yes. These are like little shorts. All right. Miss LA. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Michelle, guys. Her man has to be over 6'5", bald, make $1 million per year because she lives in LA. She's not relocating if you live in the cold. You can have children. She orders, okay, from Tao just because. Like, you know what? I have a taste for
It's right
bok choy.
here.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that.
Literally.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just running down, honey. That's it. It's nothing wrong. So I'm just giving them an idea of who you are and what it comes with. That's all. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. All right, Michelle. Give them your handle. Tell them where they can find you.
Oh, um, MISH_CARR, and that's Insta, TikTok. Yeah, easy.
Thank you for joining, beautiful. You're gorgeous, by the way.
Thank
Bye,
you.
honey. You're
Bye.
welcome. Thank you. Yes, beautiful girl. And very sure. Like, yeah, okay, he better make 1 million. We're gonna go out. We live in LA. Okay, are you ready?
hmm
All right, Tia, we know your name. How old are you and where are you located?
I'm 34 and I'm currently in Ohio.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an artist, entrepreneur, and I'm a hall director.
And do you have any children?
I don't, besides my mentees, but I don't have any biological children.
Would you date a man with children?
Whew. um, it depends. I could do one, but then it also depends on the relationship with the baby mother and the age of the child.
So let me ask you, what type of man are you looking for and don't describe his looks?
Yeah, that's easy. I never think of looks first. I always think about character. So first and foremost, I want somebody who's honest. I want someone who's supportive. I want somebody who's a good person, period. Not just because they like me, but because they're actually a good person. Lastly, just someone who has vision. Like just because it's not here don't mean it can't get here, you know? And so somebody who's willing to build things, who has stick to itiveness, someone who has discipline, right? Who can see the vision and say, okay, I can put this off until we get to the goal. Like somebody who can wait. You understand? So that's a few of the things that I want.
Okay, and what does he have to look like?
He just has to be attractive to me. I just want to be attracted to him, to be honest. If we're talking about like what's my type or what I like end up with, it's kind of like a teddy bear aesthetic. Like you could tell he used to play football, but he got a little stomach on him. Like I love that.
Big and tall type of
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But skinny guys are really attracted to me too. So again, like I'm really big on the person first, but ultimately I just want to be attracted to him myself.
Are you open to all races?
I want to be. I've never dated outside of my race. But I've said this year, like maybe I need to open up. Maybe I'm missing out. So I'm saying yes while also being nervous. Like, I don't know. But I would try it.
Does he have to make a certain amount of money per year?
He has to make a livable wage. If we're just talking about dating, he has to make a livable wage. Like, I need you to be good. But starting out, that's fine. Like, I'm not, and let me just say this too. I'm not the person who, the moment we start talking, I'm talking about marriage. That's not what I'm looking for immediately. I do want companionship. I do want a relationship. But you got to make sure you're taking care of yourself because what'll happen is you'll resent me if you're trying to make it seem like you can show up for me and you're not really showing up for you. Then at the end, you'll say, well, I did this for you. Mm-mm. We're not doing that. So he at least has to have a livable wage.
Is there a number in your city that would seem reasonable or livable? What would that number look like in your city, at least?
I feel like Ohio is cheap. I'm from Chicago. So if we were talking about Chicago, probably at least 40K on at least. Ohio is even cheaper. So that's what I mean by livable, just meaning he's able to have his own place. He's able to feed himself. He's able to pay his bills. And when he budgets correctly, he can go out to eat. He can travel. He got a little room to do a little something. Because I'm not finna stunt. Everybody's not, even if they working on it, everybody's not in a space where they may not be a little late on something. Some people are not yet. And so, but as long as you can, as long as you're in that trajectory to that, then I'm fine with it.
Some of the comments saying 40K is low. I do understand that the price of living in other states outside of New York and California, or let's say Miami or Texas, can be a lot lower than
Yeah,
the states. But this
absolutely.
is what she wants. This is what she's comfortable with. And I do understand that looks different for everyone. 3 deal breakers that you have.
Cheating, abuse of any kind, physical, verbal. And then the last one, I would just say an unwillingness to grow. I'm very, very, very purpose driven. If I ever have to come to a point in my relationship where I have to choose between the two, for sure it'll be my purpose. So those are the 3.
Would you be willing to relocate for love?
If it's somewhere, I'm just being honest, if it's somewhere I genuinely can see myself and that I want to go, absolutely. Because like I said, I just don't want to set myself up or set somebody else up to resent them. I want to make sure that this is something I could do. So
And what's one thing that you feel like you learned about yourself from your last relationship that you need to work on?
from my last relationship, what did I learn? I learned a lot. I learned how much I didn't know what I needed. I really didn't know. And I thought that if I was making somebody else happy or if I was showing up for other people, that would supplement for how I need to show up for myself. And that's why I keep using the word resentment, because again, you'll end up with resentment showing up for other people and not doing your work on you. And so I would say I learned how disconnected I was from my own needs. And that, especially because of that, the person who was trying to make me happy or do certain things to make me happy, it just wasn't going to work because I wasn't tapped in. I didn't fully know what I needed. And they were doing their best, but it wasn't really what I wanted. And I'm still working on that.
And I want to say just woman to woman, just to be real with you on this live, because this is what I'm feeling just speaking to you, is that like you could kind of be like a mother or like a builder to men, you know? And I just want you to turn that down a little bit and allow the man to be the man and kind of step more into your feminine energy. And so you can learn how to be treated and courted and allow them to do things for you. And that doesn't mean he needs to make 500,000 a year, $1 million a year, you know, but allow him to do things for you. I think you deserve that because I feel like you're always putting on the cape in relationships. That's what I feel. And that happens when you mentor people. This is coming from someone who does this, you know, as well. So I leave that right where you leave it in the schoolyard, you leave it at the school, you leave it on a virtual call. But that's not supposed to show up in a relationship. And I just wanted to tell you that woman to woman.
Yes, I received that, and you're absolutely right. How do I allow somebody to do something I never experienced? Like, I've grown up around strong women. As I said, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since I was a kid. So none of my life has a waiting component in the sense of like expecting someone else to come in to lift or to do anything. Even though that's what I desire, sometimes it's a challenge to believe that that's available because I am used to getting things going. That's why I follow you, to be honest. I watch your content about that. I watch your content when they getting dressed. I'm like, okay, we need to change some things here because I am always in work mode, mentor mode, but there's the soft part of me that just wants to be loved. And I just want a safe space for that. I realize that all work and no love and no companionship, it makes things feel a little bit harder.
And I want to tell you this, Tia, I want you to start small. So if someone at work is saying, hey, Tia, I can help you do this, or, let me pick the bags up, let me open a door. You don't have to do it all by yourself. Start small. Start with the small things. This goes for all the Tias watching right now. So if someone wants to be generous in even the smallest way, oh, I'm running out to Dunkin', I'm getting a coffee. You want one? Sure, I'll take one. Just so you can get in the habit of accepting things, accepting gifts. That's being more in your feminine, if that makes sense. Also, getting into a routine, working on yourself. Your self confidence and the self love for you goes a bit higher when you have a routine. You go to the gym, you do your self care. Not saying you're not doing those things, but take it to the next level, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because you can have the boss energy, but around a man, when a man comes around you, even if you are a boss, you still want to have that energy like, man, I need to do something for her. Like, she's a little rose, she's a little flower. She can't do it by herself. Like, she needs help.
I'm telling you, I don't know that balance. And I for sure need to. I've been in the gym. I'm almost 30 pounds down. I be seeing you in the gym every day. I just bought me a little sweat thing too that you be wearing when you're in the gym. And so I'm really am working on that. I think the small part of that I feel like I'm still trying to get over is feeling, and please, ladies, let me know if you understand what I mean, but like feeling safe in my full femininity. Like, I can do it. I know how to be soft. I know how to be patient. I know how to be present. But sometimes I don't feel safe in it. It's like, I feel like if I show how flirty or how nice or how approachable I am, that means everyone's gonna approach, or like, it just sometimes it just doesn't feel safe, especially.
Yeah, you're very wise. So I don't think anything can go over your head. So I think you can still be soft and sweet and all of the things and still kind of have this stoic energy about you. Like, don't play with me, but oh my God, I love that. Like, you can do both, is what I'm saying. But again, I don't want you to wear the cape in your relationships. I don't want you to keep saving men, helping men, building men, especially to black and brown women, okay? Take it off. Let someone come and do it for you sometimes. I'm not saying when it comes to, you got to go to work, you have to pay your bills and do what you got to do. But if you're out on a date, you don't have to be thinking of 1,000,001 reasons how he can be a better man or a better person. That's not your responsibility, is what I'm saying. Okay?
Mhm.
All right, Tia. So where can they find you? We kind of went off on a tangent, but I just wanted to share that with you because I felt that.
Yes, I'm glad you did. Where can they find me, like social media wise? It's Tia Skipper on IG.
Yeah, and I'm wishing you much success because I feel like you have a great spirit. You are very, very wise, but I think you deserve better. I will say that. You deserve better.
I think so too.
For all that you give.
And let me just say too, I know you did a lot, Ashley, but it's still true. Like, I genuinely appreciate what you do. A lot of us didn't, our mothers couldn't give us this part. I know my mother couldn't because she was working. And so focusing on getting dressed or knowing your body or knowing the difference between heels, like, that may seem really small to some people, but not to women who didn't get that and who had those questions but didn't want to be made ashamed for it. So this platform is really, really, really important, and it lets us who are now grown still ask the childhood questions that never got answered or the help that we wanted as women. So thank you so much to that and to what you said. I'm working on it. The cape is off, child. It's off. I'm just trying to keep it off.
She was saying like 30,000, 40,000, and not that she needed to say a million or like 500K, but she was asking for the bare minimum. And I'm just thinking, I know she gives a lot. I can just feel she gives a lot. And this goes for anyone who's a teacher, who's on mom duty all the time, who's a mentor, who's an educator. When you're dating, you have to learn to turn that off. You just have to learn to turn that off. Listen more than you talk. Like, stop trying to build and fix a man. Stop trying to build. How are you going to sustain a relationship, let alone a family, on 40K? Yeah, and a man said that. Yeah. Yeah, so, and I want more for Black and brown women. I know it's a process. Again, that doesn't even have to look like $1 million, 500K. But I do want more. I want more. Yeah, I think she could go higher than 30K. I think she can, and take the cape off. You don't have to be their mother. You can't be their mother, their lover, their cleaner, their maid, their cooker, their chef. Then be bent over like a pretzel and then get up and say, babe, you need me? What else you need for the job? Then you got to go work for 10 hours? How are you going to stay in your feminine energy? When is it? When?